Hello my friends, today I'm going to try my hand at a bit of calligraphy. Now I haven't done this like this before, so I'm using a dip pen which I just got on eBay, and I've prepared the nib. You do have to prepare the nib because they come with oils and resins on them when the manufacturer makes them. To prevent them from rusting in transit. So there are different ways of preparing it, and I just googled it. So what I did was I just washed it with some dishwasher and warm water and just give it a good little scrub. So hopefully that'll work. Apparently the way you tell is that when you dip it in the ink, it coats it nicely. Now, when you dip it in the ink, you do have to not dip the whole thing. You don't want to get the nib comes off. This is the pen holder, the pen stem, and it comes as wooden or glass, and it's got a little groove there to put the nib in. So you don't want to get water or ink into that, because then it would cause rust and all sorts of problems. So you do have, when you dip the dip pen, just dip it up to that little reservoir there. There's a little hole there, which is the reservoir, and so just dip it up to there and no further. Okay, so I've got my little, I've also had a bit of hand in poetry, so I'm just going to try and transfer my poetry onto the cartridge paper. So the cartridge paper is very important. It does have to be 120 grams per square meter, or GSM at least. So this one is actually an old pad that I have, and it's 150 GSM, so that should work really well, because otherwise the ink will bleed, so it has to be quite a heavy paper. The other thing is it has to be smooth, so a lot of papers, watercolor papers for example, are rough, and so that will cause fibers to get into the dip pen, and the dip pen won't last very long. So this is actually specifically made for calligraphy, as you can see, because, sorry, got a bit of wobble. Because it's got it's a smooth surface drawing pad, so it's specifically made for calligraphy inks and pens. So my first step is going to be to transfer my poem onto the paper, and I've got my carbon sheet there. Sorry, it's the wrong way around. Carbon sheet and my poem. So I'm going to do that first with a bit of biro, and then I'll join you again. So here I've transferred my poem onto the paper with a bit of carbon paper, and I actually think it looks too dark. I might actually next time try and get rid of some of the carbon by scratching the paper first. But I will now, so here is my ink, and it just came with the kit, with the calligraphy kit, and I'm going to try first on a bit of rough paper. So just take the first page. So that's some stuff that I was doing many years ago. This is a very old book. And I said you just have to dip it into the, so you just have to dip the pen up to the reservoir, and you can see that the oils and resins have been scratched off effectively, because the ink is coating smoothly. It's not like oil on water. It's not like water on oil. And there we go. So now we just cover that and then we shake off the excess ink or wipe it on the edge of the bottle because we don't want blobs. And then you hold it at 45 degrees, and I will try this one. Yes, it seems to be working quite well. And ink is running out a bit, so I'll dip it again. Yes, I'm quite happy with that. So I will try with my poem now. Now I hope I can go over this dark impression that I've left with the carbon paper effectively, but I'll have a go. And then the other thing, of course, I suppose, is I might, when the ink dries, is I might be able to rub out this graphite. So keep going. And I'll join you at the end. So there you go, that's my effort. Now I know it's a cheat's way of doing it, but I am only starting, and I do think that with a little bit of practice I might get better. Now I'm going to try, when the ink dries, to try and just, I'll test a little bit and see if I can rub out some of the graphite. Now underneath here I've got, this was the page that I was intending to calligraphy on. However, this is only 110 GSM, and when I tried it before with on another piece of paper, the ink was bleeding, and so I don't think this paper is actually going to work for calligraphy. So I at least with a dip pen and ink. So I might actually use just an ordinary microfiber pen and just write a verse or something in there. What I'm showcasing here is the Stampin' Up Tropical Oasis dies and the Honeybee dies. So not dies, sorry, stamp set. Tropical Oasis stamp set and the Honeybee stamp set. And I think, you know, something like that with the help of a little bit of stamps and watercolor pencils I used as well, will really make your calligraphy just look really special and pretty. So I'm going to finish off this, and I might show you in a little while. Bye for now. And so there is the poem with the graphite rubbed out. Not the best, but it's getting there. I think hopefully with time I'll be better at it. And then this is the page I illustrated with with the verse just gone over in carbon paper. I don't know if I want to really go over it in ink again. I think I'll just leave it like that for now. And I think I'll put a little bit more illustration here as well. As you can see, I didn't center it very well. Yeah, so that's my play for today. And there you have it. And just to let you know that the honeybee bundle with the dies and the stamp set, the honeybee stamp set, are only available till June the 2nd. It's a really cute set and I've used it so much. So just letting you know so you don't miss out. And that's it for me for today. Bye.